Could I have the March 2015 Haiti team up here, please? And I'm going to put you right in the order of which you're going to be sharing. So Brent, you're going to be right here next to me. And then we're looking at Anna, she's going to be next to you. And as you hold the mic, if you can hold it right down here, just kind of rest it right in your mid area there, that'll be fine. So yeah, that'll be good. They'll hear you real well. So, okay. You share first, and I'm going to make sure they're in order, yeah?
But we really do appreciate the opportunity, the prayer support, the financial support for the team, a great group of people, and I was blessed to be a part of it. Scott asked us to share 2 slides so we can keep everything brief. This to me is a shot I took of the side of the truck, and it really typifies the people of Haiti. They don't have a lot, but they do a lot with what they've got, and things that we here would say, you need to get to town, I can't help you, I only have a motorcycle, I only have a truck, I only have a car. They'll make it work, they do. So it was a little rare to have for 5 people. These are little 125cc motorcycles, but they make it work. So it's indicative of the people themselves, just what they're capable of if you give them the right tools and the right pieces for it. That second slide, I'm not sure what that one's going to be. Is there a, here we go. Here we go. Oh, yes. This was a facet that I was involved with, and it was a blessing to be a part of it. I work for Cooperative Extension in Canton here, so I work with farmers on a regular basis, but this was something that we started a drip irrigation project last year at the Extension Farm, and was able to learn that these irrigation buckets are made in Watertown, New York, that the person who invented drip irrigation, the whole world round, just died last year, but he lived in Watertown his whole life, and he came up with this garden in a bucket concept. So this is meant to feed a family of 4 with vegetable crops. You could have 1, 2, 4, or 6 lines to water your garden off of this. But these folks have to carry the water from the local community well. So for some people, it's a 45-minute walk with a bucket of water on top of your head. 5 gallons of water on top of your head. 45 minutes to dump this in the morning and then do another one in the evening. So they're hardworking people, and I was blessed to be a part of that.
Hi, I'm Anna, and this is what I did in Haiti. I was really excited when I got the opportunity to go, and I figured they'd find some way to put me to work and I'd be useful. And at one of the meetings, Amber mentioned that in Haiti they really love Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, and I could help with that. I don't know karate, but I do practice taekwondo. So I had a seminar, and it was a lot of fun. They were so enthusiastic. As you see there, it wasn't only kids who showed up. There's a teacher and a pastor in that picture as well. And the next picture. This is at the clinic, and I certainly learned a lot about pharmaceuticals. I feel like I know better what to take now when I have a headache, or it was very informative. It was a real blessing to be a part of it, and by God's grace, I hope I can go back to Haiti someday.
I'm Kieran Mathis. I'm a spawnless person. Alright. Well, I went to Haiti this year, and I had a lot of fun. I thought it was a very informing experience, because you go around and you go to places like this that are beautiful. And you see people, the way they interact with each other, their community as a whole. Like, when you go here, you look at this beautiful place, and people go around, they do stuff with you. And like, we walked up the side of here, you can walk up and watch the waterfall down. It looked really beautiful. You can go around, see the people. There's a guy at the top that like jumped in and everything to try to earn some money and stuff. It was really cool. It was, yeah. It's just the way the people are. Go to the next level. I think this is a spider in my shoe. that was a little loud, sorry. But so I woke up and put my foot in my shoe. The one time I don't check it, and there's a spider in there because you feel the warmth in your shoe. What's that? And yeah, so it's just kind of like everything's open in the air. Everything is, people don't have as much like personal space. They just kind of like, oh hey, just like doors open all the time except for at night whenever you shut it. Obviously everything's kind of like, out there, up for grabs sometimes. And it's not up there for long. You gotta kind of get it while you can. So, I'm sorry if I didn't do a bad job.
Hi, I'm Kate Mathis. This is my son. I did claim him. I'm a physician assistant, and I did do the medical portion while we were there. This is what we walked into the first day that we were at clinic. So for those of you who are medically minded, you can understand when I walked in, I thought, uh-oh. But it all worked out very well. So we were able to serve lots of people while we were there with the help of all of you. So thank you very much. Next slide. So the thing that strikes me about Haiti and going other places in particular is we always think about how different these places are. But when you really start looking at people and you start interacting with people on a one-on-one basis, you realize that we aren't so different. We all want the basic needs. We all have the basic needs, wants, desires for our families. We want shelter. We want safe drinking water, which are things I think most of us don't often think about. We want health care for our kids. This was a church/school. Forgive me, I don't recall the name. Someone may remember. Brent was really good at this, but Pookie thanks. So this was a school and a church that we drove for quite a while on these back roads to go see. And the teacher at this school had been working in his community unfunded for a period of 2 years because he was the teacher there. There were several others, but he had taken it upon himself to say, you know what, these are my kids. This is my community. I want to keep working here. So we can put ourselves in that position and say, look at these little faces. You know, if we can see our kids there and say, you know, not only do they deserve medical care and clean drinking water, but they also deserve an education. So to me, looking at this, I see, how do I plug into this equation? And what is my piece in this puzzle? What can I do? How is God leading me to fill in this picture? So it's just a question that continues to resound, not only when I'm there, but also when I come home. Like I'm always trying to think, what's the next step?
I am Mark Reardon. I gave a 2-day seminar on worship down there, and the thing that shocked me was I said, well, how do you guys lead? Do you lead with a piano or a guitar? And they all looked at me like I had my head on backwards. There's no pianos, no guitars. It's strictly voice. But voodoo is a very intricate part of the Haitian culture. And this is a picture of a voodoo doll, and there's a bottle attached to the top going down to the head of this voodoo doll. I have no idea what the symbolism is next. This was the voodoo practitioner, voodoo witch doctor. We had a very unique opportunity to talk with him, find out his history, and ask him if he would mind us praying for him. And he said, sure. Now this was the highlight for me of the trip, because when we laid hands on him and started praying, he hit his knees in the dirt. And it was just a powerful moment as we prayed over him, and we're going to see if there was any change that was wrought in his life. One more slide for me, please. Now, the answer to this is yes. That gentleman right there. His name, this is at Pastor Scott's pastoral seminar. That man, his name is Arabo, and we met him on our last trip down there, and he is just an amazing man of God. And the thing about the Haitian people, if the Bible says it, they believe it. That's it. It's no magical. And we were staying in a spot where it's very given to cyclones, and they come on in a split second. At the end of Scott's seminar, he had asked Arabo, well, Arabo, would you close with a hymn in prayer? And so they closed with a hymn, and Arabo started praying, and as he's praying, a cyclone hit. And it hit right, not 50 foot from where these people were. And Not even a pause. I saw him raise his hand like this towards the wind and rebuke it. And it stopped. And that's the type of things that you could potentially be a part of. And I would encourage anyone here who has an opportunity to free themselves up to go on one of these short-term missions trips and see God at work.
I'm Patsy Reardon. This first picture is of a Bible study that I did for women. And I think the neatest thing for me was kind of to go along with what Kate said, as these women, first we did this study, but as they shared their hearts, their concerns, their fears, very openly, they were so much like women here would have. Concerns for their children, concerns about their marriage, concerns about their health, and sort of walked away going, you know, women are women around the world. And so it was really a neat experience. And they were so open, which was such a blessing. This is a picture of a tree, and I can't remember the name of it now, that is on the Half compound, and we went back to visit where we had stayed the previous visit. And when I first went to Haiti, one of the things that struck me so profoundly was how barren it was. You know, what a harsh landscape there is there. But there's also astounding beauty in unexpected places. And not only this tree, but the other thing I noticed on this trip was the mango, which is all over the countryside. And even though there are so few trees, you see that tree everywhere you go, and hanging with fruit. And I think that in Haiti, one of its strengths is community. And there is so much fruit in the closeness of the community there, and that is really a blessing.
Hi, I'm Jody. There are 3 verses that are short that I want to share with you that the Lord showed me while I was there, and they were in Psalm 37. For those who hope in the Lord will inherit the land. Hope in the Lord and keep his ways, and he will exalt you to inherit the land. And not only that, do we need to put our hope in God, but another verse says, my soul waits in silence for God only, for my hope is from him. We need to hope in God, but we can't even do that without help from him. And while I was there, this time, because we lived there 16 years ago, and it was very hopeless, I felt. And I felt like the people have more hope this time than when we were there, when we actually lived there. And, but they still need the hope of God in their life. One of the things that was very neat to me is, we stayed with my daughter and her husband, who is Haitian, is the feeding center. They feed kids twice a month. And the kids get so excited, they call Ved Tonton Ved, which means Uncle Ved. When are you going to feed us again? So these are the kids in the community that were malnourished at one point, and they feed them twice a month. And the other thing I wanted to thank you all, because our VBS last year raised funds for a well, and then a wonderful family donated money for the rest of the well, and a well has been dug on the side of Ved's property, and he hooks up a hose and gives fresh, clean water to the community people. He's going to put a pipe and a spigot in so they can get water on their own. So thank you, church. You supplied a well for some Haitian people.
So we just want to thank you for sending us. We want to thank you for praying for us when we were down there. We want to thank you for financial support through the missions fund. And this was just a wonderful team. To take them down and bring them back, to see them do the things that God was doing through them. Everything that we planned on doing, we did, and more so. And some things that were spontaneous beyond what we thought. And so it really was an excellent trip. And in conclusion, there was one prophetic man that we hear him sometimes praying in the morning, and he came down the night before we left, and he said, these sicknesses that you have in Haiti will stay in Haiti. And Anna really, when I woke up that morning, because I used to get up early and get out to the gazebo to pray, she was laying on the front front porch. She was sprawled out, and she was sick as sick can be. And so we prayed for her, and it was like, how are we going to get to Port-au-Prince? But anyhow, the Lord just opened doors all the way through. There was no embarrassments, no unscheduled stops needed. And by the time she got to New York, she was as fit as a fiddle. So really, all of the severe illness symptoms that she had did stay in Haiti. The words were true, and so we were excited what the Lord was doing. The Lord's good to us. Thank you very much.